Medical professors at major hospitals here in Seoul have decided to put aside their collective walkout for now. But investigations into those who actually ditched their patients are now in full swing. For more, we're joined by Professor Song Se-ryun. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Good to join you.
South Korean police have launched a probe into 3 medical professors and also 2 doctors who participated in a major walkout this month. Now, that's because of the effect their actions had on their patients, right?
Right. There are 3 professors, medical professors. Their violation is the Medical Service Act of '59. When government ordered them to resume their medical services, they defied them. But 2 other doctors were sued by the patient. Patients are claiming that their defiance of the government order is a proximate cause of their damages. They have to prove their damages. They have to make the connection between the defiance and the damage. So it's a different kind of lawsuits.
Well, then the question is, how will they each be held responsible? I mean, is there any way they can, get away from potential punishments?
Well, you have to go to the merits of the Medical Service Act of '59. It says if the government the order to resume medical service is necessary for public health, if there's a public hazard, if it's emergency situations, probably those are clear events. For example, if we're in the pandemic or natural disasters, probably that's clear. But at this point, probably doctors would think that they have enough reason to fight in the courts and to see what the highest court will say about the legality and the appropriateness of these government policies.
Well, I'm sure patients are thinking the same, that they have enough reasons to, sue them. But what about the patients? I mean, how can they be compensated if it all ends well in their, case?
Well, their cases are probably civil suits if they're looking for damages. They have more difficult lawsuits because not only do they have to prove that the defiance of the doctors is illegal, the same as the earlier case, but they have to overcome this answer that if they are not getting their medical service from one doctor, why don't they go to the doctor next to it? There are other doctors that could be open, so they have to make the clear connection that this is the doctor who caused the damages because of their closure or not providing the medical service. So that's probably harder to do.
Definitely. Professor Song, and it's not just doctors, medical students are also being investigated. Now, the Education Ministry has requested an investigation into 6 medical students who forced their classmates to skip classes. Now, how can such an act be illegal?
Well, on the face, we have a right to education, so free exercise of that right, if it infringed or being curbed by threats or some strong-armed actions, that's an actionable case. But I think that suing the doctors from the patients and applying this kind of pressure seems to be what the government is doing to kind of turn up the heat.
Right, and maybe that's why some medical professors here in Seoul have decided to, kind of stop doing their collective, strike, walkout. Now, the government will decide actually next week what to do and how to deal with those medical professors and students and doctors who have not returned to duty. What kind of actions or measures should we expect the government to take?
Considering that they have been on the strong stance so far, probably it's hard to imagine that they will relent and be conciliatory or come to a negotiating table anytime soon, especially when the Doctors Association also took a strong stance. So it's a very unfortunate situation for the country because the stakeholders involved is not only the doctors, government, but the patients and nurses and the medical profession and the industries as a whole. It is, to begin with, a very complex and very difficult reform that they have to go through. But now it seems like they're both engaged in a very, very simple act of brinkmanship, which which is not the way to solve this complex problem. So it is, I think, it's a national disaster because of the stances of these few stakeholders taking a very strong stance. And it's becoming, for a lot of patients, a literally matter of life and death. So
Right.
I think that somebody has to come up and suggest some kind of mediation, some kind of a way to talk and solve this case, not only not in the courtroom per se, but as a political skills that they have.
Indeed, a headache for many of us, patients, medical community, and also the government. All right, Professor Song, thank you so much for your insight. As always, we appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.